getting into God U was the best day of my life.
For me, it was a Tuesday, maybe. But it was also almost 2 years ago, giving Chance Perdomo the recognition he deserves. You and Andre will be missed. A telephone, a walkie-talkie, or 2 cups with a string could have been used to warn these guys that they're doing science incorrectly. Godolkin, using the Pheidippides method, was purely to manufacture some tension. If you're allergic to Compound V, you should not take Compound V. Side effects may include bloody barfing, melty face, exploding tummy, becoming fire. And we have the meats. But also, I'm thinking Gen V is back.
In a nation rocked by chaos, division, and outrage,
Innocent civilians are being forced to listen to narration.
Victoria Newman was the victim of a deep state conspiracy hatched by the treasonous Robert Singer and Starlight, who still remains at large.
Spending another minute recapping previous seasons of Gen V and the boys. So far, this episode has been nothing but a flashback sandwich between 2 slices of Previously On.
On your knees. Down. Now.
Replacing the intriguing doorless room from the end of last season with this basic-ass cell.
What's going on?
I got you out.
If they were going to be released, the guards could have just told them that instead of handcuffing them and throwing them in the van, right?
Why don't you read my mind,
Discount Billy Butcher.
Oh, watch the stinger. Would hate for that thing to get set off. You'd die a horrible death. And I would too. Lols.
Like, how would you know any of that? And why are Emma and Jordan not asking any of the right questions?
Seriously, where's Marie? She broke out. That's all I know. That was months ago.
At the end of season 1, I said, "You appear to be in an unnecessary cliffhanger, which we'll all forget about until the next batch of Previously Ons brings us up to speed just in time for it to not matter and be quickly resolved so that the next season can do its own thing." And no, my stunning moment of clairvoyance has nothing to do with the Compound V I've been dipping my chips in. Think the viewers understand the metaphor yet? Maybe, but let's hang some banners on it just to be sure.
Me with a red hot poker.
Title of Golden Boys sex tape? Taking perfectly good fried chicken and doing whatever the this is.
Just because Flip did 19 million in its opening weekend, you think you can boss me around? You got smoked by the Garfield movie.
Thinking that the opening weekend box office is a direct indicator of Kate's performance.
How about I call Homelander?
Do it. I'd like to see how that goes.
Cypher's confidence probably has less to do with him knowing that Homelander will be on his side and more to do with him knowing that Gen V only has enough in the budget for one The Boys main cast cameo per episode, and they've already booked Starlight for this week.
Fair warning, there's enough fiber in there to cause kidney failure.
Too much fiber does not cause kidney failure. It does, however, cause severe gastrointestinal cramps, gas, and diarrhea. But I guess the show is saving up the farts and shitting for a scene where we can see it happening on screen instead of just having it described.
Yeah, hi. This is Vanessa with New York Child Protective Services. This is Shirley with the EEOC. Susan with the IRS.
Coming up with a new fake name and organization for every call, even though you're talking to a different school or institution every time.
Is there an Annabeth Moreau enrolled there?
Episode does nothing to help us understand why Maria's prioritized finding her sister when she knows her friends are still trapped in an underground prison camp right now.
And big news today out of Godolkin University. Jordan Lee and Emma Meyer have officially rematriculated after being exonerated by the Godolkin Commission.
Maria changes channels just in time to see some news position that conveniently catches her up on what's happened in the episode so far. Episode has time for nut shots.
Hello?
Breaking and entering.
I'm Emma Meyer. Best friends with Andre.
I know who you are.
Emma is not more concerned that he knows who she is and chose to attack her anyway.
I always told Andre he was made of steel, but he wasn't.
And why would you tell him that? Polarity was a dick to his son.
Hey, beautiful. Cock tease, bitch.
Teasing the canine version of the Deep's sexual dalliances.
So we got kicked off campus in 2014 after some bitch-ass pledge died of alcohol poisoning.
The humans have been wasting their time building sonic disabling devices and engineering super viruses when all they really needed to do was invite them to a kegger. Show that is famous for not showing any restraint finally shows us a soup party where nobody's doing any gross... yeah, never mind. When Emma shrank, she was on the ground. To get up here would have required several impressive feats of parkour that I think we all would have liked to have seen.
Too sober for this.
That's on you. You're literally swimming in beer right now. Earlier, Dognot could smell Marie off of a snack bag she touched and presumably tracked that scent all the way to here. But now, when he's in the same room as her, he can't tell where she is? Person hiding in the bathroom isn't behind the obvious closed shower curtain, they're behind the door. Cliché. Making your opponent bleed when you know her power is the ability to weaponize her own blood. Making yourself bleed to weaponize your own blood when you're clearly already bleeding. Marie stops using her powers to give Dognot a swirly, which would get a sin removal if it didn't almost cause her to lose the fight. Starlight, Star Bright, the first star to Ex Machina tonight.
How'd you find me?
Someone filmed you beating up those home teamer pricks.
Yeah, but they didn't film her going to her motel room, so the question still stands.
He spearheaded a research program called Project Odessa, and we think that's the main f***ing reason he started the school. We have a source that says Vought is resuming the program.
Thing that we've never mentioned in 4 seasons of The Boys and 1 season of Gen V that nobody really knows anything about is suddenly and inexplicably the most vital important thing to everyone and needs to be stopped. They could have just called it Project MacGuffin.
So let me get this straight. You want me to give myself up?
Let me paraphrase everything you said as a long-winded way of saying no. Cliché.
See the blood, it's Marie.
This is not even a lot of blood by this episode standards. And pretty much any situation where Soup is angry or under the influence ends with a pool of blood. There is no reason to think that this blood had anything to do with Marie.
Marie!
Oh good! They found Marie! I can't wait to see why she didn't come back to save her friends.
What would you have done? Come back. For you, right. Like, that would have been so easy.
Wait, what? That's it? Let me get this straight. It would have been too hard to try to break them out?
No, he was trying to be Andre.
Oh, what the shit?
Emma is surprised by Kate's presence when she's been looking right in that direction the entire time.
I'm sorry. It's for your own good.
Kate still hasn't learned not to obviously stick her arm out and announce that she's going to use her powers.
Why isn't it working? Her fucking skull is broken? The blood keeps spilling out?
Throughout season 1, Marie's blood magic got more and more powerful, but is now limited by Kate's fragile skull and drama.
Not all of us are bulletproof.
This 2-minute cavalcade of spoilers does its best to ruin any possibility of being surprised by anything that happens the rest of the season.
And then what? We just post this vapid mental health shit on social and I waltz onto campus like we didn't just murder someone?
Yes, because the plot needs Marie to be in school and will not sweat the small stuff to get her back there. This is exactly how real life works. No need to question it.
You wouldn't have what, Marie? Left us to f***ing rot?
Yeah, how dare Marie, who is presumably all by herself, not set up an Ocean's 11-like heist into a high-security facility meant to incarcerate people with superpowers? How dare she? Episode does not contain Ki-Hui Kwan running this laundromat and doing taxes with Michelle Yeoh.
Now that my name is cleared, I am so ready to step back into my role as Guardian of Godolkin.
Yada yada-ing the Marie has been cleared nonsense at the beginning of the season, just as much as you yada yada the Marie is now public enemy #1 nonsense at the end of last season. It's almost like going from 22 episodes a season to 8 has killed TV show's ability to do actual story work.
I guess sleeping in semen-stained motel rooms, it loses its charm after a little while.
Citation needed?
I get why you're upset. After what happened to Andre, you weren't here. Wow, your guilt, it just must be at Catholic masturbator levels.
Hamish Linklater showing everyone up by making this character an all-timer in less than 2 episodes. So selfish.
Kate's in the hospital.
She's been in surgery for 6 hours.
Violating Kate's HIPAA rights.
This was a mistake. We should have run.
Having this conversation out loud in a room of students, one of whom might have the superpower of actually listening to incriminating things people say.
We are not gonna track Kate down so we can do murder on purpose this time.
Letting Jordan off a little too easily for the original involuntary manslaughter they committed.
We have way bigger shit to worry about than the vaguest f***ing mystery to ever mystery.
Jordan would be a dual threat at CinemaSins. Saying this town name with a straight face. Sam, who's more than strong enough to save this nurse's life, decides to just stand by and do nothing, so that's fun. Having your special effects team fold the professor's wings in because she's about to have a close-up conversation with the main character that they clearly didn't want to animate.
Hey, you two. Marie.
Entering a dorm room without knocking. Sock or no sock, always knock.
It's Honey. What?
Trying to ruin Honey for me, and more annoyingly, succeeding.
Who's ready to deep throat my hammer?
Title of Thor's sex tape?
You were in Valhalla 3 Lust and Lightning.
I think it got a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Judging the quality of a movie by its percentage point status on f***ing Rotten Tomatoes, when going by whatever insulting smugness Rex Reed threw at a movie was more than enough. Now it looks like Jock is in the middle of the room, but in one more frame, he will magically be within makeout distance with a pillar. Wow, that's a lot of cuts for a 3-second action sequence. I'm not even sure what the hell just happened. Did I leave the boys universe and wander into an MCU production? You tried to stop the guy's heart. Good job. But it isn't working, and he's closing in on you, and you're just standing there. Bad job.
And this school, it has no place for those who cannot hack the pressure. Lisa, you're being transferred to performing arts.
Punishing the girl who threw at least 2 fireballs at the hammer guy instead of the boy whose only contribution to the fight was getting his spine crushed.
I totally have a
And this shouldn't be that odd, unless you're saying Vought can mend a soup's broken spinal cord but can't regrow a student's dick. That would make their healing limitations super peculiar.
I did everything I could to protect my son.
You did not.
You saved my ass about a dozen times back there.
Really? Because I counted 3 or 4 times, tops.
Andre decided he was going to break the Guinness record for smoking weed.
Do Guinness records even really matter in a world where you have soups who can do inhuman things? When you add superpowers into the mix, the feats that were once extraordinary don't really mean much anymore.
I think it's easier for me to be angry with you than to be terrified of losing you.
Anything and everything you do is okay.
Calling your partner mediocre in the middle of a makeout session.
You told me that my preparation H had leaked to the back of my Salmon Banana Republic chinos right before they called my name.
Honestly, more curious how polarity could look at a stain on the back of someone's shorts and know it's preparation H versus other obvious stains that might appear on the back of someone's shorts.
If any show deserves a reboot, it's this one.
Rebooting anything before MacGyver. That was the best show that was, what? What do you mean it was already rebooted? Already rebooted and canceled? Lucas Till? Shit, I need to lie down.
If Taylor Sheridan doesn't need a writer's room, neither do I.
Yeah, maybe if Sheridan had a writer's room, John Dutton would still be alive. No, I'm still not over it.
Are you high right now?
Turns out it was a Xanax.
I'm rolling so fucking hard.
Episode apparently thought this unnecessary subplot of Emma taking ecstasy when she thought it was Xanax would result in hilarity. Episode was wrong.
Shit. This is gonna take forever.
And yet, because the episode only has 15 minutes left, you'll find exactly the evidence you need in that short amount of time and get the information to the people who need to hear it.
The time has come.
For me to remember just how much I hate the deep? Yes, that time has apparently arrived.
It would do you well to remember our 3 trinities. Wisdom, honor, and dignity. Take off your pants.
Revenging the nerds this hard when Animal Housing would have been so much more humorous.
Bitch used my phone to take a $90 Uber to Weehawken.
The number of things that had to happen for Sam to find out about Emma at this very moment is incalculable. Convenient and coincidental information dump is convenient and coincidental.
Should we look in this secret room before we leave?
The existence of a secret room just because going through files is boring. However, going through files in a secret room, oh boy, that's boring with extra spice. Using your powers, which can kill you, instead of just finding the actual way to access the secret room. Building a secret lair in the archive wing of a college. I did not see that coming. Also, more Nazi shit. Like we didn't get all the mileage out of that Stormfront plot point back in season 2 with the boys. Is there truly nowhere else to go? Y'all had to circle back around to Nazis like a bot on Twitter? You know, you'd think someone would have designed some kind of super stretchy clothes for her by now. At least super stretchy underwear. This can't be that uncommon of a problem in a university where everyone is learning how to use their powers correctly. Also, why wasn't the alarm set to go off when someone forces their way into the room with all the Nazi and Ku Klux Klan shit, and not just from her knocking into the ceiling panels?
I got big by myself.
Title of my sex tape?
I love you. Oh. Is that, like, not over?
No.
Characters getting awkward when one of them says the L word cliche.
I know him.
Marie just happens to know the Patsy Vought picks to take the fall for Kate's attack.
This is our fault.
No, we didn't kill him.
We didn't do anything.
Except for the involuntary manslaughter that almost happened. You did that shit, Jordan.
Who's you? You're Odessa.
And this means so much to me right now because I know exactly what Odessa is, and I am super surprised and invested in this information. This woman was stabbed back when Sam was at the hospital. Since then, Sam has been to a frat initiation and run into Emma. Hours have passed. Despite that, this woman is still on the ground in a pool of blood. None of the people who rushed in to help her are there either. What the kind of hospital is this? This man obviously has some kind of x-ray vision, and yet he landed on security person at a university checkpoint as the peak of his earning potential.
You think that's f***ing funny?
We'll find out this poster keeps reappearing courtesy of a human-friendly soup, which is an interesting approach considering they're essentially putting a "kick me if you hate human" sign on the back of this barista.
Every single one of these birth records except Marie says they're dead, but no cause of death is listed on any of them.
It's almost like the show isn't ready to give away that part of the mystery yet, which is weird considering these are internal records from a science experiment that would have no reason to omit the cause of death.
But whatever Odessa is, you're the only survivor. It could be good for us.
No, it is not good.
Starlight said Odessa is a weapon. You are Odessa. The math is pretty clear here.
Except it's not. He just said he doesn't know what Odessa is. He also has no idea if she's the only survivor, and he has no clue what makes Marie specifically special. The math is muddled at best and an algebra-sponsored trigonomorgy at worst.
Maybe we can use you as a weapon.
I'm not a weapon.
Said the penis-exploding blood manipulator to brain lesion Magneto.
She tells Marie to go back to school to find something called Odessa. And then you're Odessa. What are the f***ing odds of that?
Jordan would be excellent at suspiciously convenient cameo sins.
My Aunt Pam.
You have an aunt?
She does now that the plot needs her to. Congrats on your spontaneous existence, Aunt Pam.
You guys should get back to campus before they notice that you're gone. Just be careful.
If Polarity is so worried that Marie, Jordan, and Emma are being watched, maybe he should consider not holding these secret Odessa meetings at his f***ing house.
I'm not any f***ing chosen one, okay?
Proclaiming your not chosen oneness by saying the exact thing every on-screen chosen one has ever said.
Should we talk about what I said to you the other night?
I don't know if now's the right time, you know?
Soup's like Jordan stealing the jobs of hardworking human skip-ristas.
History, music, barbecue, and for some, the night they let the deep deflower them. Right on that bench.
I'm not sure what's worse, that deflowerings by the deep are an official part of this celebration, the ensuing splinters, or simply the deep. We just saw that Marie's opponent has some kind of force-like power that can throw her across the room. But instead of using that power to knock the knife out of her hand, Fiona just waits for Marie to cut herself and attack because protagonist?
Soups are outnumbered, 10 million to 1 worldwide?
Casually dropping that there are somewhere in the region of 700 to 800 known soups in the world, and the painstaking Google math I had to do to get there.
If humans ever get their shit together and organize against us, let's face it, we're f***ed.
That is so much f***ing bullshit. Okay, some of those 700 soups might have reverse defecation as a superpower, but it would only take one Homelander with flight, heat vision, and a set of noise-canceling headphones to wipe out the entire human population.
Right now, you're Angelina Jolie in Girl Interrupted, and what I am hoping for is Angelina Jolie in Salt.
Neither of whom have any superpowers whatsoever. What Cypher should really be hoping for is Angelina Jolie in Maleficent.
I didn't sign up for this. Plus, I didn't get much of a follower bump when we hooked up anyways.
Didn't she? I'd like to see some receipts because here are mine. When she was live streaming about the big battle at the end of the last school year, she only had around 15,000 live viewers. But when she was live streaming a few days ago, she had over 175,000. I'm pretty sure she didn't get a 1,067% bump in followers in 3 months talking about beanie styling.
The most up summer internship there ever was!
Discounting the CinemaSins summer internship program, we hold the title of most up, thank you. Our interns are consistently mauled by polar bears. Vought wishes they were. Whoa, where'd all these human rights lawyers come from?
You don't know. You could fill a book with this you don't know.
Well, the art of the deal.
I know, the new rug looks like a Dairy Queen's afterbirth, but I like it.
The bold claim that any rug could be the placenta of attention.
It ties the room together.
It does not, and that kind of violence will not stand.
Your value in this world comes and goes with your powers, and without them, you are nothing.
I'm struggling to see why Cypher and Vought are focusing on Kate specifically. She's had her ass kicked at every turn, and while powerful, her powers can be superseded by a tactical body condom.
Hey, can you switch?
Thinking this is the time or place to ask about Jordan's stance on Nintendo products.
What would you do if you had to see the person who tried to kill you and left you for dead every day? Just smile at them like nothing was wrong?
Technically, Jordan Marie did it.
Throwing your friends under the bus to avoid an awkward conversation.
God damn it!
The super speed soup who keeps putting up these resist signs apparently took the time to rearrange the bulletin board so that the new sign is under one that was already on the board. Also, the poster perp has been able to put up these signs completely seamlessly without a single whoosh right up until the point we need Emma to uncover them.
My hair is falling out and I've had like 4 or 5 panic attacks in 3 days.
The 2020s.
Maverick's more into bestiality than social justice.
Discarded lines from Top Gun somehow making it into an episode of Gen V.
Gotcha.
Emma, having identified this person as sincerely believing her situational sizing powers will help her catch them on foot.
Oh, sorry, man! Oh, sorry. Hey, I just want to talk! Oh, I'm sorry.
Considering how far apart the students on this sidewalk are from each other, the only explanation for Emma's repeated clumsiness is that she's actually trying to run into them. And that seems counterproductive to her cause. Emma's chase for the speedster goes limp so she can ogle some peen for all the schlong time. I'm confused as to why Vought, the company that has created super beings, doesn't appear to have access to prosthetic limb technology that is at least on par with our universe. Ah, yes, the number one tried and true method to calm people down. Telling them to calm down. Showing the Boys-averse takes a break from the action to flash us with soups engaged in a uniquely superpower-specific sexual activity cliche.
You've got to quit going aggro on people that want to help you.
All right, an aggro strategy is one of the worst to bring to the table. What you actually want is a counter deck that allows you to frustrate your opponents by shutting down all their... Hey, where'd everyone go?
I just want to forget.
Thing I mumbled over and over after seeing Ice Cube's War of the Worlds somehow makes it into the script. It's almost like creatures think we won't believe a room is truly a room unless it has multiple bowls of fruit and veg on display.
Why is he holding me? It's Dr. Gold. He delivered you.
Which doesn't answer the question. I've been forced to, had the pleasure of looking at a lot of pictures of my friends' newborn kids. And not once did I see a picture of the baby being held by the doctor who delivered them. In other words, incriminatingly convenient picture clue is conveniently incriminating in its cluing.
When you get out of this school...
Right? I mean, what are the odds that the speedster you're looking for just happens to be in your next class and sitting 2 rows in front of you? Emma should immediately change all of her social handles to Serendipitini. In a show where someone is doing someone pretty much twice an episode, Harper somehow understands that Emma meant copy my powers and not, the other thing. Also, I can understand why Pam thought Marie would enjoy all the family photos, but I'm not sure why she thought it would also be fun to show her these 3 undeveloped rolls of film.
Hey, you're not going to tell on us, are you?
Not a f***ing narc.
I might whisper about it loudly in classrooms and occasionally have an outburst about it in a public place, but it's not like I'd ever tell anyone on purpose.
You should go.
And you should have kept this fucking door closed and locked so Marie didn't find out her sister lived with you, you contrived plot driver, you.
She doesn't want to see you. It's her choice. I didn't have any choice. My parents put a drug in me.
Considering Marie wasn't exactly cognizant at that point in time, she actually has no clue if this was her parents' choice or if Vought did it without their consent. She can't deny that it would be very on brand for the baby injecting neo-Nazis.
Plan. Okay. I was gonna spray paint the word fascist on the Homelander statue tomorrow at lunch.
I can only assume that Harper and Allie aren't further along on their ambitious plan because Harper has wasted the last several days repeatedly replacing the same flyer on the bulletin board at Jitterbean. Also, considering how homicidally litigious Vought has proven to be against Starlighters, why would anyone risk their lives over graffiti and posters?
I mean this constructively. What you're doing is stupid and useless.
Internet discourse.
The genius and foresight of Thomas Godolphin is evident in each and every one of you.
Except those of you who have powers like acid vomit or webs that shoot out of weird orifices or excrement manipulation. You guys are just gross and really here just to fill the numbers. Jordan.
Starlighters didn't attack Kate. I did.
Glory hoggers.
We're about to enter the gay tricks.
Calling something the gay tricks that features 0 shots of Lady Gaga holding a rainbow whip. Liar isn't a pronoun. It's just it's a noun.
I think I f***ed up.
What did you think was gonna happen?
Okay, look, this is on me.
People who think the words "this is on me" in any way fixes the issue at hand.
Besides, what are they even gonna do now?
Asking this after they just locked you up for months in superhero torture jail.
I used to check the rankings every week. I wanted to be #1 so f***ing badly. Then when it finally happened, I just didn't care.
Sure, there's the pride and glory to being number one, but is there any bigger reward? Because from what I can tell, the number ones usually end up number 6 feet under.
This school, everything is so fake.
Having your key college epiphany right on cue.
The gender bender versus the blood bender. Title's a placeholder. Let it suck.
Then why do you need this many shirt samples when you haven't even settled on the title?
Consider it incentive.
Should I leave?
You are fighting in front of the entire world, for real, no pulling punches, and Marie will win.
I can leave, right?
Always love seeing Malcolm Barnett in a scene, but his character has had to pitch ideas to the biggest psychopath the world has ever known, Homelander. Why is a little spat between Dean and students causing him to get this uncomfortable and nervous? Also, here's another sin for better off Ted not getting more episodes than those puny 2 seasons we had to settle for.
So every time Cypher wants you to do something, he's just gonna pull the Myra card. This is never gonna f***ing stop.
Being surprised that the evil school overlord will keep playing the go back to jail card when it's done nothing but work in his favor so far.
There is one thing we can do.
Transfer to a different school? Drop out? Try to kill Cypher?
Get Kate to push him.
Oh, interesting choice to pick the dumbest plan possible, but you do you, Marie.
Can we just calm down for 1 second?
Speaking louder and less calmly than the people you're telling to calm down.
Just hear us out.
If you don't like it, we never have to talk to each other again.
Why are these people still even thinking about talking to each other or helping each other out? Kate totally f***ed all of them over and got them stuck in a prison, and Jordan accidentally tried to manslaughter Kate, and Marie did zero to help Kate survive the encounter. It's clear this is not a healthy relationship.
Man, all because of Jordan's stupid speech. Here.
No, it wasn't stupid. It was brave.
It was not.
I can manipulate my hair. It's like Medusa, but not snakes.
Reminding me of the abomination that was ABC's The Inhumans.
Wait.
Look, I've grown as a person and can understand 2 people seeing each other in a new light and instantly becoming infatuated. What I can't abide by are 2 blondes becoming infatuated with each other.
I've tried a million times, but I can't get in, and he won't let me close enough to push him.
That's an odd way to say he won't let me get close enough to push him unless he's shoving my hand into a blender.
Do you know how dead we'll be if he catches us?
He won't, because he'll be with me.
And there's no chance he has security cameras at his house, right? That would be fucking silly.
We live in a world of cameras, moron.
It's a good thing Godolkin U doesn't require common sense in its entry requirements.
Bloodbender versus genderbender.
The Bender Contenders.
No.
You don't deserve this. Kind of like how I didn't deserve a murder attempt.
Pretending Kate didn't go on a massive murder spree at the end of last season.
Should have known to steer clear from you since freshman year when you f***ed that TA with hooves.
That's footformist. Kate's powers haven't been working, and instead of testing them before this important mission, she's kind of hopes for the best and tries to mind control the security guard. It works, kind of, but that doesn't make it any less insane of a choice. I think every day there's zero chance Gen V could get any wilder, but then there's a scene with Kate trying to slyly slip away keys from a security guard who is f***ing a garden gnome, and I realize, but here we are. Discount Wade Wilson?
Is that why they put you in charge of this school?
The last lady concocted a virus to kill us all. The bar was pretty low.
Pretty sure following a dean who tried to kill the students raises the bar, not lowers it. You've got to regain the trust of the students, which, murder threats or not, is an impossible task to do with college students.
What the f*** is the point of this? I can't do it.
Since we know this scene is setting up the fact that Marie can, in fact, do this, what is the point of us having to listen to her say she can't do it? False tension dialogue is filled with false tension.
Drop the hand. The hand doesn't do anything.
Someone is finally breaking the needs to raise hand in order to control their power cliche, but also not telling Marie this during her first attempt.
When Daniel Day-Lewis wants to cry, he just remembers when he sat on his balls.
Making me think of testicular trauma every time DDL dials it up a bit.
What if I kill Elon?
That's why we named them for assholes.
Union Army Captain Elon J. Farnsworth has entered the chat and told everyone to f*** off.
Come on, Marie. I know you know that I was at your delivery. You figured out you're part of something called Odessa. Hey, the whole point of this school was to produce you.
Look, maybe Marie has always been this important to the university, and this isn't a character retcon this season is choosing to employ. But then I'm having a really hard time understanding now how Marie almost got kicked out of Godolkin at the beginning of last season for an accident she had no part of, except to save a f***ing person's life. If she was this important, someone else in that group should have been made to take the fall.
More powerful than Homelander. Why would Vought want that?
Why would Vought potentially want someone to take out the f***ing psychopath who has made non-superhero human slaves? Are there any actual education requirements to get into this university? This photo clearly shows that it was taken with a flash, but when Jordan took the photo, no such flash went off.
Meet him.
Are you insane? He'll kill me.
He doesn't have any powers.
Except even if he's not a soup, he still has the power of being about twice the size of this 100-pound sacrificial lamb recovering from 2 body-altering injuries whose powers she just explained are malfunctioning.
Meet him somewhere public.
Thinking at this point that being in public will stop Cypher/Vought from doing whatever the they want to do.
I have a crew.
This statement isn't immediately followed up with more questions.
You get him to talk. I'll handle the rest.
But Kate literally just said.
He's already beyond suspicious of me. If I start asking questions about that, he's gonna know.
So what has changed in the past 15 seconds that makes Emma think Kate can get a confession out of him? This plan is so fucking stupid.
I thought about your superhero name. Bushmaster.
Taking Luke Cage characters' names in vain.
Just you and me. No witnesses.
Which is weird, right? Since the entire point of this stupid fucking plan was that Kate would meet Cypher in a more public place, not a private room located in a more public place.
Someone's coming.
Wait, what? He sees someone coming, sends a warning text, and that's it? We don't even get a half-ass stall attempt? Greg is a dick to the lookout profession.
Hurry. Do you think she's okay?
Talking at full volume when the security guard is less than 15 feet from you. Keeping your eyes and mouth open while swimming through a toilet bowl. Hope Emma has a superpower that fights sepsis. Cypher doesn't hear Emma's splashing sounds. And honestly, it's been made pretty clear that Emma is not that hard to spot even when she's small. I guess maybe we're supposed to believe that Cypher is aware Emma is there, but scene really does an ass job of showing any of that to be true, so sin it I must. Based on where the camera was placed, this is not the angle it would get. We'd be looking at the back of the couch and maybe the top of Kate's head. I know getting booed sucks, but probably not as bad as getting skipped. I get people want to fight, and a lot of these people have decided to hate Jordan. But I also know that there are a lot of 18 to 22-year-olds in here at their sexual prime that would not be booing this kiss.
Watch this.
Oh no, not eyes fluttering, intense staring, and more eyes fluttering. Excitement?
I told you, Marie. Don't raise your
hand. That doesn't do it.
anything.
Cypher is a terrible superhero name for someone whose main power is invading and controlling other people's bodies without consent. But I guess Violator didn't have the same ring to it. Marie. Villain does something mundane while listening to classical music because all psychotic villains have to be like Hannibal Lecter, cliché. The director had Cypher feed applesauce to his father so that we'd have no doubt he's an asshole. I would have believed that Cypher changed Discount Deadpool's diaper without actually seeing it happen. I wish these shows would spend more time digging into their characters and less time being a visual endurance test of bodily functions.
All these mind games, this f***ed up show in front of all these people, and for what?
Marie would be excellent at my general thoughts about CinemaSins.
There isn't a f***ing world where I train for anything with you.
You're gonna change your mind because you're curious.
And because there's still 3 episodes left in the season and we're running out of consequence-free ways for you to actually use your powers.
Let me go then kill all these motherfuckers.
Instead of immediately collaring and restraining Kate after she uses her powers, the female guard just watches while her partner electrocutes his nuts. And then she electrocutes herself by grabbing him instead of immediately calling for backup. Is Elmira where you go when you failed in other prisons? Also, why aren't they just constantly playing that soup countering noise that we know exists until the shock collar is attached?
I'm calling 911. Wait.
Telling the home intruder who entered your domicile by ripping off the door that you're calling 911 instead of actually calling 911.
She stuck her neck out for us, and now she's paying the price.
Kate's the reason we got locked up in the first place.
But damn it, Emma, the show wants a prison break, so damn it, they're gonna contrive a prison break. Get with the program so we can stop pretending this is even a discussion.
We have to get her out because it's the right thing to do.
Kate has, objectively, caused the deaths of multiple innocent people. The only right thing to do is to break out of prison so she can be tried by a jury of her peers.
I get it. If you don't want to do this,
Because I'm so weak.
don't. I didn't say that.
In fact, she literally said the opposite.
Jordan, you're the strongest person I've ever met.
Whatever powers female Jordan has besides energy blast, they definitely do not include super listening skills.
My cell was here. Corner block.
Planning a jailbreak using a map that appears to have been drawn by someone who has never stepped inside anything that could objectively be described as a building.
I found an air duct pointing up and just f***ing booked it.
Even if we find a way in, find Kate, there's no way we can get out the same way. The guards will be all over us.
How are the guards not all over Marie when she used that escape route? It seems unlikely that Marie could get off the roof, across the prison yard, and over the 20-foot high razor wire fence without getting caught, no matter how fast she f***ing booked it. No wonder they didn't bother filming the entire escape. It was physically impossible.
Yeah, after you pieced, they had more guards, reinforced doors, and all that shit.
building a prison to hold superpowered people and not including reinforced doors in the original design plans.
I don't really give a about Kate.
Interesting. So the writers do know it's possible to not care about Kate, meaning it's now just a matter of convincing them that we feel the same way.
Sam isn't coming.
Waiting until the car was all packed up before telling them this. Why didn't she text them straight away so they could use that time to recruit literally anyone else?
Where you going?
We're rescuing Kate from Elmira.
Oh,
Discussing your top secret prison break plan in a campus filled with super hearing students. Also discussing your top secret plan with what amounts to a complete stranger simply because he's giving hot boy energy. Also, this dude can fly. F it, bring him along. He's already 10,000% more useful than any of your powers combined.
You've been asking around about me, people at Vought, down in the archives.
Being quite this monumentally at espionaging things.
She's gonna change the world. How so? We'll just have to tune in next week to find out, won't we?
I'm sorry, Hamish. Could you just look slightly more to your right when you say that? You didn't quite get it directly down the lens.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a Zoom with Dana White.
Dana White is the CEO of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. But in this world where soups are beating the shit out of each other all of the time, there is zero chance that Vought has not already monetized superhero fights by starting their own version of the UFC.
The fact that we manage this level of mediocrity is a goddamn miracle.
Gen V.
I'm sorry we lost so much time.
I'm sorry the episode thought I cared about seeing Sam reconnect with his parents.
You were supposed to protect me! Sammy.
Ted's internal organs, skeletal structure, and relationship with his son survive this. If razor wire was actually so easily circumvented by a college-issue blanket, we wouldn't be using razor wire to secure our securable things anymore. This literal soup Ermax prison doesn't appear to have guards, cameras, or any kind of fancy tripwire alarms. And if this is all a deliberate setup by Sage and Cypher, it's damn lucky no one else takes advantage of this drive-through of a prison experience.
You look like Weird Barbie.
No, she looks like what Weird Barbie should have looked like if that movie had been brave enough to show what kids actually do to their Barbie dolls, instead of a moderately disheveled Kate McKinnon. Gen V missing the hilarious opportunity that is having all these knives miss polarity, only to have him knocked out by a ladle. What? I'd have laughed.
Is Dad okay?
He's fine. He's in his happy place doing little projects around the house.
Like hanging pictures, putting up shelves, fixing the collapsed lung and internal bleeding from when you shattered his rib cage. You know, stuff like that.
I thought that maybe I could go back to how it was when I was a kid. When we were a family. Just skip. It's one of our ancestors' faults, but it's not yours.
Blaming your ancestor for the genes they had no control over.
No one is gonna save us, Kate.
I bet the writers will save you. Hell, I bet they even do it by the end of this episode.
What the was it?
Heparin?
Gotta love villains who have so much free time that they can just wait around a corner until someone sets them up for a dramatic question-answering entrance.
No. Eyes off my boo-boo. Unless you want me back in Jordan and then to watch them die.
Yeah, but what's to stop Marie from exploding the heads of all the guards once you're gone? I'm pretty sure she could take out quite a few before someone got around to activating her collar.
You are salvation.
Giving your new weapon the same name as a horrible Terminator sequel.
You, come with me. I've got something to show you.
You better come take a look at this cliche. Also, after hearing Dean Cypher say,
You did fit me like a glove, though. It felt wonderful being in your body.
I'd be disinclined to see whatever it is that he wants to show me.
I just thought you'd want to pay your respect to Andre. His final moments were spent here.
And we left this non-functioning, completely ruined door here, blocking the hallway to what is probably one of only a handful of exits to this place, just in case we ever wanted to use it to make a point about the futility of fighting back.
What the f happened to her? She's bleeding.
If you can see that Kate is bleeding, you should also be able to see that her collar is switched off, which means you're definitely not going to open the door and get within arm's reach of a telepath without calling for backup first, right? Designing one key that unlocks both Emma's collar and her cell should have been a huge red flag in the "this is far too easy, it must be a trap" conversation, assuming that conversation was given more than 10 seconds of screen time.
That's what I'm...
Employing the Fred Jones strategy for getting your group caught. Cypher's goal was to force Marie to prove her powers and save Annabeth. But how could he know precisely when to cut Annabeth's throat so that she wouldn't have lost so much blood and she couldn't be saved by the time Marie and the others escaped and made it to her cell? I mean, what if Marie's self-confidence was so low that she just left? Oh no! Marie just maxed out her blood powers and it caused It caused a nosebleed, people! This must be serious because I've only ever seen a psychic power-induced nosebleed in The 4400, Hero, Stranger Things, Supernatural, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Butterfly Effect, The Fantastic Four, Malevolent Scanners, and a few hundred episodes of Star Trek.
Well, that sort of worked.
Title of my sex tape?
We're gonna get you out of here, okay?
And we're gonna give Marie 11-style nosebleeds when she uses her power. Was it necessary? Nah. But our research showed us that the one thing that Stranger Things fans can't get enough of are the nosebleeds. And we probably need to find a new researcher. Pretending that Annabeth needs help walking because she just Lazarused back from the dead and then immediately forgetting about it 1 literal second later.
I thought it would be way harder to find you guys.
The fact that it wasn't way harder to find these guys.
Oh, I found a van, but I don't drive.
What do you mean you found a van? Did you carry it into the parking lot, or was the van conveniently already parked there with its keys in the ignition despite it being in front of a high-security facility?
You f***ing Kool-Aid man that wall.
But yet, Sam didn't bring any refreshing beverages with him to quench the prisoner's thirst. F*** you, Sam.
She brought her sister back to life, and that's what they call a f***ing miracle.
Being this surprised about anything while living in a world full of people with all kinds of superhuman powers.
Annabeth, you're safe. I promise.
Unkeepable promises. Feeling the need to make your contact listing 36 f***ing characters long.
Disgusting. Vomit. Little dumpster baby.
He's really more of a grayish tan, big-ass dumpster baby, but semantics. Pretending that a single flimsy sheet of wood that clearly didn't even cover the entire door hole was capable of preventing the likely countless break-ins into this warm, dry place to sleep in an economy so bad that they gave up on the concept of libraries.
Is there a phone in here anywhere?
No, but how about a change of clothes?
They've been there for less than 5 minutes. Kate would have no idea whether or not there's a phone.
He killed my sister just to see if I could bring her back.
Which makes very little sense because when we saw Cypher on the phone earlier, he was enraged that they'd escaped. Marie would have never found her sister if they hadn't successfully escaped.
Why are you looking at me like that? What you did was exactly what Cypher set me up to do.
Playing it cool to your significant other when you've just literally broken the unbreachable barrier between life and death. It's okay to get excited about things sometimes. I might send the characters for it anyway, but it's okay.
Marie, this makes you one of the most powerful soups in the world now. I mean, you have to see that, right? Nothing is ever gonna be the same.
Marie's newfound abilities seem like less of a big deal than all of them being wanted by Vought for breaking out of Elmira, especially considering Marie can still be subdued by a bullhorn siren.
I love you. Okay?
I skip you, okay?
Oh, you don't know his number? Get out!
No one knows phone numbers anymore because we're all victims of the contacts lists in our mobile devices. Cliché.
Okay. There's internet.
I don't know what's harder to believe. The fact that this long-abandoned library still has telephone, internet, and power, or that the homepage is actually set to Microsoft Bing.
Hi. Can we talk?
I don't really have anything to say.
Stretching out this sister reconciliation plotline to the point even Mr. Fantastic would snap.
When did you get V?
No clue. My mom and dad were dead before I could ask.
Damn!
You're a precog. If that's what they call it.
I'm now extremely concerned Minority Report does not exist in this universe.
Look, thanks for the resurrection or whatever the fuck, but I don't owe you anything, Marie.
Whoa.
The fact that there isn't a Hallmark card with all this displayed on it.
The only thing that I want is for you to be safe.
This sentiment becomes harder to accept, seeing as how when Marie was on the run, she was desperately trying to make contact with her sister, which would have, at the very least, made Annabeth an accomplice if she didn't turn Marie in.
Her sister?
Oh, yeah. We found her. Joyful reunion. All that.
Hamish Linklater has so little issue stealing every scene he's in, I'm starting to doubt the strength I thought this show had in its casting department for the first season.
I never wanted anyone to know, and now they do.
The idea that there are still characters on this show, or the boys, that don't think Vought knows about their secrets is beyond ridiculous at this point. Look, that was fucking cool, but I'm also having to sit through another scene with the extremely unlikable and lame discount Thor, so my hands are tied.
Hey, you got this? gonna go help Marie.
Abandoning the only member of your group actually fighting the threat with 3 characters who can't defend themselves to go help your girlfriend, who has already been thrown out of the path of danger. Sudden Blade 2 Reapers. Tentacle-induced covered in blood celebration. It's my second least favorite celebration. It's right below Harvey Danger Flagpole Sitta celebration and right above Barbie and Ken doing it with their blank-spaced private parts area celebration.
90 feet, give or take. Below, layers of zinc-reinforced concrete, safe from X-ray vision or anyone with the power of the neutron bomb.
Cool location. Would be a shame if we only spent less than half an episode here. I'm sure that won't happen, right? Right?
I built this long before apocalyptic bunkers became a trend.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not. But didn't fallout shelters come into vogue during World War II, if not earlier? How old is Stan Edgar supposed to be? White carpeting is a bold choice when your living granddaughter's superpower often involves coating herself in blood.
It's Marie I'm interested in.
Why? Why me?
Marie, please. You know you're different.
Maybe the first 70 times Marie questioned why people were interested in her powers this season I could buy, but at this point, my patience is wearing very thin.
His goal was to create God-tier superheroes.
Turning the boys' universe into a second-rate Marvel super soldier serum storyline.
Wait, Marie and Homelander are the same?
No f***ing way. We're not the same. I'm not like Homelander. I'm not a f***ing monster.
No need to be so up in arms, Marie. Obviously, she didn't mean you were the same. The same just that you're both incredibly dangerous, superpowered freaks of science. Jeez.
I want to take responsibility for what I did.
Spoken like a man who just wants to impress a girl and is not that concerned about all of the murder.
I wasn't being my best self.
What do you mean?
It's something one of my old shrinks used to say.
Is the expression best self really that hard to understand? The show throws out terms like
the blastocyst stage
with zero explanation, but let's make sure we explain what being your best self is all about.
This is a man who meticulously recreated all of Thomas Godolkin's work after it was destroyed in the same fire that supposedly killed him.
Supposedly killed? What does that mean?
His body was never recovered.
Forcing your intelligent-seeming lead actress to ask stupid questions because you underestimate the cognitive capabilities of your audience to parse simple exposition dumps.
How the f does some 100-year-old dude change anything?
Dracula has entered the oversized apocalyptic bunker, hiding important plot details like that Godolkin is behind the shot collars used at Elmira in reading homework that you'd need to pause the episode to even catch.
You should accept that you are more powerful than all of your friends put together.
If you were to create a drinking game of one shot every time a character tells Marie to accept she's the chosen one, then you'd have alcohol poisoning by the 10-minute mark of this season's second episode.
We will figure out a way.
They will not.
The Aussies love their kangaroos.
Aussies also don't mind living on a continent overrun with crocodiles and spiders the size of a Volvo, so I'm not sure what Cypher's getting at here.
So my mission is to cull this herd, starting with God you. And when I have finished, I will have reduced the student population by 75%.
But that would mean the university is also reducing 75% of the money it gets from tuition and donations. So the idea that anyone on the board approves Cypher's solution is the most unbelievable thing to happen this season. Also, feels like this series is basically saying, you thought Thanos getting rid of 50% of the population was crazy? Well, wait until we get rid of 75% of superhero kids. And then not a single fucking person cared. Cypher survives this. I refuse to believe that Stan Edgar doesn't have a billion alarms set up for his top secret bunker. It should be impossible for Marie to slip away unnoticed. Also, main character finds a place of safety and calm and then decides to fuck off without telling anyone to generate some cheap tension. Cliché. Ending your episode by committing the worst sin known to mankind. Splitting the f***ing party.
Pathetic, worthless piece of crap! Little dumpster baby!
Being so proud of that wicked sick diss that you couldn't possibly let it live in just one episode.
It was a mistake, leaving you. I should have come back.
Character apologizes for thing and then continues to do said thing again ad nauseum, repeating the same old tired conflicts. Cliché.
Blood. There was blood and she was on the ground and not moving.
Maybe put more emphasis on the not moving part, because saying there's blood around Marie, master of manipulating bloody things Moreau, doesn't really require a precog.
What the f with the yelling?
You're in an underground bunker on the run from a mind-controlling madman and Vought. Your fight or flight alarm should be going off instead of your why am I not getting a solid 8 hours alarm.
I don't get it. Why would they leave without telling anyone?
Because they're needlessly self-sacrificing glory hoarders, Samuel. Do none of your puppet shows cover the most basic hero tropes going?
Jordan and I barely made it into Cypher's place last time.
Barely made it in could be used to describe what happened with the guard of the gnome, but not Jordan and Kate's interest to Cypher's abode. That was embarrassingly easy, like the gnome.
I thought I knew what was f***ing best. I was so sure I was better than all of you and stronger. I believed all the shit they told me.
Kate's redemption this season has been a tough pill to swallow, and repeatedly rehashing the exact reason she's an irredeemable monster is not helping to push it down.
I'm promising you I will never use my powers on any of you again, ever.
Unkeepable promises that are so fundamentally unkeepable, it's a wonder they're spoken with any sincerity. There could very well be situations where the Gen Vers need to be pushed. Like, I don't know. What if you're faced with just as a random example, of course, a mind-controlling soup?
Look, let's just grab some clothes and get out of this Elmira shit.
You already changed out of the Elmira shit. You're currently wearing abandoned library shirt. Do you need a previously on, Marie? Using a cutaway to hide the moment, you've obviously smacked Annabeth with an onion to get this unrealistically dramatic double tear effect. Where do they find these clothes and how do they pay for them? More importantly, why is a change of apparel a priority right now? Suspiciously absent guards? Check. Fortified doors left hanging open? Check. If your spidey senses aren't tingling at all of this, then I'm afraid it's time to hand your superpowers back in.
With great power comes great responsibility.
With my powers, somehow I'm able to keep him from controlling me.
Somehow, polarity returned.
Marie came back, just like Sage said that she would.
He said the writers contrived this into existence and keep passing it off as Sage's master plan, strangely. Also, of course Marie, savior complex Moreau, would come back to rescue the poor crispy keeper of Godolkin's secrets. In any case, what are her other options? Godolkin is her best and only lead. I'm starting to think that it's less that Sage is super smart and more that everyone around her is just oblivious to the patently obvious.
And the only thing in his fridge are those fucking gross blender drinks.
We've seen Cypher prepare those blender drinks. He uses fresh ingredients he keeps in his fridge and drinks them on the spot. So according to the logic as presented by the show previously, his fridge should be full of ingredients for the blender drinks, not the finished blender drinks themselves. Take that, show. You just got fridged. That is what that means. Right?
Godolkin might be even more dangerous.
I don't think we have a choice.
You have so many choices. Call Starlight. Regroup with Polarity. Do some enemy of my enemy shit. Talk to fucking Homelander about this clear threat to his superiority. Healing a total stranger who may or may not have ties to the experimental super duper version of V is not your only option.
We still don't know shit about him except how powerful he is.
Yet you're willing to risk everything for someone you know even less about? The only thing you know about Godolkin is that he needs more moisturizing than Lady Cassandra Delta 17.
Okay, we're in the quad.
Stay crazy. They froze my tits off up there.
Since they're back at God U, why couldn't they just swing by Emma's dorm and retrieve one of her tiny outfits? Now, that's a clothing detour that actually makes sense.
Right, Hempel's red?
I don't know, you've got like one job, man.
Forcing me to ask myself questions like how much space is there in your butthole pocket dimension? And are the pledges all cuddling up there, struggling to breathe? Or is there room for, say, like a couch and a bar? Man, I have always said what this show is missing was some anal birth, but not anymore. What a relief. You know that feeling when the girl you like reunites with the boy she likes while you're left standing there holding the leash of a grown man in a diaper covered in butt goo? So relatable.
Yeah, why?
Everyone knows that he's deep but Vought's us.
The fact that enough precedence exists for phrases like this to be interpreted literally.
She deserved to be rescued.
Citation needed.
I can't trust someone like her with that kind of power again.
Today's dialogue brought to you by the word of the day, paternalism. When you don't realize your shit stinks as much as the person you're judging, paternalism.
I didn't ask any of you to come. You should have just stayed where it was safe.
Marie acting like this was ever a possibility given what they've been through together to date and the fact that they have a precog on their side.
She might know that.
No
Marie.
offense, but she's a precog who got herself caught by Vought, thrown in a cell, and her throat cut.
Just because you know something's gonna happen doesn't necessarily mean you can prevent it. And after getting thrown in a cell, there's nothing she could have done to prevent getting her throat cut. For example, I know Taco Bell is going to do heinous things to my internal organs, and yet I must comply.
I can handle Cypher.
But handling Cypher isn't even the plan. The whole point of healing Godolkin is to see if he knows how to handle Cypher. You categorically cannot handle Cypher, and that's the entire point.
You can't hurt me.
I bet if I take your fucking head off, that'll stop you.
For reasons both mystical and unknowable, Polarity does not do this.
You don't really think you're gonna stop me, do you?
It is within his power to have already stopped you, but he has, rather dramatically, decided to wait until a bunch of hostages arrive instead.
Are you Thomas Godolkin?
I think context clues would make Ronald fucking McDonald nod in the affirmative in this situation. The person in need of healing is hardly incentivized to be honest about their identity. Also, if he'd said no, what was Marie's plan? Not heal him on the off chance he's Adolf Hitler? What possible response could he have given that would have resulted in her saying, f it, let's let this ballsack looking stranger die? Take that! Why didn't I throw that at Cypher? I have no problem with Marie being able to bring people back from the brink of death, but where I draw the line is her regrowing their hair via their blood.
It's annoying how smart she is.
Actually, it's annoying that Sage is not nearly as smart as the script keeps telling us she is.
My name's Doug Brightbill. I got a cat, Buster, and a car, and like we lived at her.
Doug's explanation works. They all buy it. And they should because it's the truth, but they absolutely shouldn't because it's coming out of the man who's been trying to kill and or imprison them all semester. They have no reason to suspect Marie has been successful or that said success would have any effect on Cypher.
Our value in this world, it comes and it goes with our powers. And without them, we are
But he's saying the word Cypher said in the previous Leon. Does that mean no? Surely not. Cypher is Godolkin and Godolkin is Cypher? I am shook. Was that convincing? Do you think that they think I'm surprised? I really don't want to hurt the feelings of anyone who seriously thought we didn't have this twist figured out by episode 3.
Doesn't the air smell amazing?
Why didn't Polarity or anyone stop him? Surely he had to get past them. Of course, the real answer is that we'd still have a full episode left, and Marie popping the big bad while he's wearing a diaper is the arbitrary line in the sand Genevieve refuses to cross. Now, if he was birthing a freshman out of his ass. In the first episode, Thomas Godolkin passes out due to carbon monoxide poisoning, but this episode reveals he actually just decided to take a quick nap while reaching for the fire alarm. Thinking the best way out of this situation is to inject yourself with the experimental drug that just killed everyone, instead of just pulling the fire alarm you were already reaching for. Or better yet, leaving.
If Cypher can control people, then this whole time he must have been controlling...
Oh, Doug. I'm Doug. Hi.
I don't know what the is happening.
Willfully ignoring the explanation that was just hand-fed to you.
He took the same V that Soldier Boy and Stormfront took. It's called V1, so he doesn't age.
Oh. Also, waiting till the last episode of the season to give this big exposition dump.
She's just too powerful.
No. No, I'm not.
Marie, there's being modest and then there's just being annoying as with your inability to admit your strengths. You're getting extremely close to the latter.
He needs a doctor.
Is this the first time he's taken a look at his injuries? Wine wasting.
This is magnificent.
You've missed so much. Wait till you try boba.
Don't get me wrong, boba is delicious, but it's only an enhancer to whatever beverage it's in. By itself, it's not really worth the hype.
You were right about it all. Planting Odessa for Starlight to find. Sending Marie back to school. Every domino falling just as you said.
I love it when a plan comes together. What I don't love is when I'm told about it after the fact, when it's no longer relevant and I no longer care. Also, if it's this easy for Sage to lure in Starlight as a decoy, then why isn't it any easier to just f***ing find Starlight and bring her in for good?
Why? You've gotten everything you want out of this place.
Sage, who's worked side by side with Homelander and the f***ing Deep, is still wasting time asking a supervillain why they want to just keep supervillaining.
Your son is the greatest hero I've ever seen.
That means a lot.
Aw, what a sweet moment. Polarity getting to learn a little more about his son. Doug finally being free of Godolkin. You know, I usually skip these moments, but I think Doug gets stabbed? Doug! No! Funny moment, but also there is almost no chance that it isn't just a picture of Black Noir's fingers. Episode doesn't selfie correctly.
He convinced me that I was so fucking special, that I was the chosen one, all that bullshit. And I
f***ing bought it.
And we're already back on the Marie doesn't believe in herself train. If they'd have cut out 90% of these moments, each episode this season would have been about 20 minutes, and I would have been a much happier sinner. Also, Stan Edgar thinks Marie is special too, and no one brings this up because Mopey Marie got a mope.
We stick together.
They do not. Marie, conveniently having enough strength now to help Kate that she didn't have earlier to help Doug, is convenient. And all the bullshit. You took Doug away from us, Gen V, and I'm not sure I can ever forgive you.
All student rankings have been reset to 0.
How does he have the authority to do this? Yes, I know the school is named after him, and yes, I know he was posing as the dean, but I don't know. Shouldn't someone arrest him for faking his death? Back taxes? Human puppetry? Isn't there like a board of education who would have a problem with this?
Do not believe him. Do not go.
Marie tells people not to go to Godolkin's meeting, but says nothing about how their lives are in danger, that he's been puppeting Cypher the entire time, or what Godolkin's powers are.
Rufus, you guys can't go to this seminar, okay? It's too dangerous.
You are the last person anyone should listen to.
Rufus is right, and this f***ing show is making me side with Rufus. I hate it.
He roofied us.
I'm trying to understand, after Rufus has done this to them several times, what exactly they were expecting to happen, or why they didn't at least figure out a way to be more prepared for this possibility.
Ranked 32, and currently bombing Intro to Improv.
Not responding to this with yes and. Also, she shoots a fireball at him after he says this, which is a valid response, but the sin is for Godolkin thinking this power is useless. So Godolkin is controlling all of the students and making them fight to the death while he pointlessly walks towards his red button. Why the farce? Why not just make them kill each other while standing still? Is he trying to get his steps in?
I forgive you.
You do?
But we can't be together.
Skip.
We can't just let Godolkin puppet Marie.
But Doug said...
Yeah, you tried when you were at Elmira a bunch of times.
So what makes Jordan think that Godolkin can puppeteer Marie now when it has been proven that he can't?
If I'm strong enough to control one Odessa baby, that means I'm strong enough to control the other one.
There are huge differences between Marie and Homelander. For one, Homelander spent his entire life training while Marie has only just begun. Homelander is also much older and his mental capabilities are deranged, but also probably stronger than a 19-year-old's. This rationale has too many flaws even for a deranged supervillain wannabe.
I want to do this together. With you. All of it.
Reducing arguably the smartest woman in the world to pleading with a man to stay with her.
You killed the alien queen, which definitely should have prevented any more extra hatching.
Is Noir sending a movie? We're sending TV right now, Noir. Focus.
You're stronger when you were weaker. No one is more powerful than a man with nothing to lose.
He was stronger in the sense that he was hurtling towards a horrible death all the while suffering seizures that would turn him into a living murderous magnet? Stronger like that, Sage?
Clearly, I have been going too easy on all of you. So we'll just have to turn up the pressure.
How exactly do you turn the pressure up more on having everyone try to murder each other?
Totally get why you use your hands. It's not really functional. It just feels right.
But it also exposes exactly what the soup is doing, so no, that shouldn't feel right. Episode takes the one bit of good advice Cypher gave Marie and shits on it more than Wyatt shoots out people from his butt portal. The sentences this f***ing show makes you utter. Wyatt's ass is the equivalent of the trunk of that car in Coolio's Fantastic Voyage music video. And if you're asking what a music video is, get off my lawn and quit making me watch people come out of Wyatt's ass. Also, I don't see the point of this plan. It's been shown that Godolkin is able to control everyone except for Marie and Homelander. So realistically, you're just bringing him more ammunition. Now, he's not going to properly use it because, again, Bond villain, but still not moving out of the way when someone is clearly booting up their power.
Hold him, Allie!
And he doesn't take control of any of them because reasons?
You guys saved me.
Marie spends a crazy amount of seconds just staring at Godolkin instead of using her powers. Also, since Marie can fix soups, it feels like she should be able to take powers away. Sure, it's stealing from Avatar, but Marie is already a discount waterbender, so why not go all the way?
Now is the time for hard choices.
Monologuing. You mean now is the time for monologuing. I just kind of realized that in this scenario, Discount Professor X is the villain and Discount Magneto is the hero. But they're also Discount X-Men, so my hands are tied. This is the first time that when I've seen a man's head explode in a shower of blood and viscera, I've thought to myself, finally, I'd rather not explain the other times.
You gotta go, now. But we need a scapegoat for Godolkin.
But why? Godolkin was trying to kill a bunch of soups, not humans. I mean, eventually Godolkin probably would have gotten around to killing humans, but in this instance, he was just killing soups. If anything, that should be used to give Marie even more positive attention. It would make more sense that Vought would try to find a way to make Marie f***ing Dean of God you. Aww. But also he's getting so much blood and guts on her perfectly clean hoodie. F***ing polarity.
Are you sure you don't want us to drop you at Pam's? Godolkin's dead. No one's looking for you.
That is f***ing terrible advice. Vought will be looking for Marie, and she's Marie's next of kin. She would be on their radar for sure.
I just want you to be safe. And that might not happen if you stay with us.
Might?
You guys are rebels now. Let's act like it.
Oh, yay. End of the episode / season. And it's time for all of the cameos. I love watching people I've watched on other things appear on the thing I'm watching now. It's so much fun.
It smells like sandalwood and danger.
Emma. You okay?
Nah, man. I'm pretty f***ing far from okay.
And you want me to worry about school?
It's not your fault.
Hey, beautiful.
The name's Chloe, not Chica.
Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Feel nothing.
I don't care! Little Cricket's a f***ing legend!
Don't call me Tiny.
She saw her chance to Shawshank and she took it.
Yeah, and she didn't come back for us.
You haven't thought of the smell, you bitch!
Let me fix your hair. I know what this is.
Answers tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Today, my husband asked for beef tacos, and I didn't want to let him down. So I slaughtered our cow and picked the corn myself.
I'm hardly unique as a soldier of the Lord. I'm not hardly unique in this room either, am I? I mean, you've killed someone.
You're always sorry, Charles, and there's always a speech, but nobody cares anymore.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
This one time. At band camp, we weren't supposed to have pillow fights, but we had a pillow fight, and it was so much fun.
Assume the position.
Shall not pass! It's not a coincidence! Loud noises!
We do not train to be merciful here. Mercy is for the weak. Here, on the street, in competition. A man confronts you, he is the enemy. An enemy deserves no mercy.
I'm a tuna fish salad master maker. Every Sunday night, clean out the fridge, gonna make a badass tuna fish.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
The Pam. You're number one.
It was his hat, Mr. Krabs. He was number one.
I'm having a party.
Oh, you're having a party.
Should have known to steer clear from you since freshman year when you f***ed that TA with hooves.
Being a horse girl means just loving your horses and being out with them.
What is that? I recognize that. What is that?
That's from Fear, dude.
Oh, that's Marky Mark.
That's Marky Mark. That's what Marky Mark does. He does that, and then
and then the cops come in, and and then the police think that William
he gets
Peterson,
it.
the guy from
Go,
CSI.
she means business.
Burst the bag.
Oh, you nasty.
Just you and me. No witnesses.
I'm gonna need you to take the creepiness down to about a 2.
Jordan.
I'm okay. I'm okay. It's not your fault.
Oh, no!
Okay, ease up, Yoda.
Why wish you become Jedi?
And I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me.
Well, that's going to do it for all of us here at Channel 4 News. You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Well, it's actually not the hair on my head.
She is, in fact, not Becky with the good hair.
Harder.
Giggity, 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 giggity.
I'm sorry we lost so much time.
You're always sorry, Charles.
What the fuck?
Trap. It's a trap.
We are gonna get everything we want.
Would that include a bullet from this gun?
You and Dad?
You were born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Unlock me and give me the keys.
Sure thing.
Ow! My eye! Ow!
Red alarm! Red alarm! Red alarm!
Red alarm.
Anything bad that has ever happened in my life has been because of you. You are the danger.
I am the danger.
Stop!
There's something on my face.
How do you like that? Just to slap yourself in your own face?
That's not even the craziest thing that happened.
Crazy, you say? You crazy.
Look, thanks for the resurrection or whatever the fuck, but I don't owe you anything, Marie.
Whoa.
You owe me a life.
I'm about to skip this shit. Skip. But when does this game get f***ing good?
And the only thing in his fridge are those fucking gross Splendor drinks.
Are you guys talking about protein? I love protein.
And I can pull them off and on. Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now.
Like feeling, I guess.
I'm having feelings again. Like some kind of 14-year-old kid or something. I mean, you remember feelings, right?
Wake up, Marie.
Backwoodsman of Munchkin Land.
Oh, look at that. I've been impaled.
I am America's #1 douche.
It's a seminar. Dawkins inviting everyone.
What the fuck is he doing?
It's a trap!
Did you love your wife?
That's a pretty up thing to say to me.
You know the key to evolution?
What the fuck is this kid doing?
The voices!
We could use you.
For what?
Evolution!